If you are thinking about buying a Tesla, or you just bought a brand new or used Tesla, you have to watch this video for a couple of really big reasons. I've got some secrets here that you just need to know, and I'm going to tell you all the settings you need to change right now in your Tesla to make sure the car is really set up correctly and to give you some more functionality and access to new features that you might not have even known actually exist right inside of your car. So let me break down everything you need to know as a new Tesla owner, and also for you existing Tesla owners as well. I've got some good little tidbits in here you want to know as well, and break down the top 10 things you need to know, settings you need to change, accessories you need to get, basically the most important things you need to do right now to give yourself the best Tesla experience. And a huge thanks to Into the AM for sponsoring this video. They've got a wide selection of some really high quality apparel here that looks great, feels great. I love it. I know you guys will love it as well. And they've got a special sale going on right now for a limited time, but more on that in a moment. All right, next, let's talk about a couple of important settings that you should turn on that aren't on by default. One of the biggest ones that everybody loves to try out is autopilot, and believe it or not, autopilot is not on by default. You've got to turn it on, and usually you want to turn it on as soon as you get the car because it is going to take a certain amount of miles to calibrate. Usually, I think it says like maybe 50, 60, 70 miles, but usually it's way less than that in my experience. Just takes a couple of miles to get going. You want to go into your car settings here, go to autopilot, not navigation, autopilot, and then you want to turn on auto steer beta and then the full self-driving visualizations. This is not full self-driving. This is just the visualization section. Full self-driving is going to require FSD that if you have that package, you can turn on in this same menu here. One of the things that a lot of people love is the automatic blind spot cameras. Don't know why it's on the autopilot tab here, but essentially when this is off, your blinkers are going to work like normal here. So if I go here and I go left or right, it's going to work like a normal car. You sort of know how turn indicators work. But if I turn this on, which is not on by default, this automatic blind spot camera, what this is going to do is use the cameras on either side of the car to give me a preview of what the car is going to see. We see this on a lot of cars. My 2016 Honda Civic had it on one side. Love this feature and really cool that it's now on. And what that's going to do is when I turn on my turn indicator, I can see a preview of whatever is on the corresponding side for the left and the right. It does take a minute there for it to get on. One of the most common questions I see is there a way to move this up? So can I have it up here? Because if you're driving, it's a little annoying to have to look down in the lower sort of left-hand corner of the screen. And unfortunately, no, that's just where it is. You either have it on or off. You've got no way to do anything about moving it. And of course, if you wanted to just have the cameras up all the time, if you've got the camera app down there, you can do that and then sort of have that on while you're driving and always, but that's a little annoying and a little excessive. What you really want to do, and also you can, if you didn't know, you can swipe down and just have that. You want to turn that on in the autopilot settings, so make sure you do that, and I know a lot of people do love that feature. Now, before we continue with more of these new Tesla tips, tricks, secrets, settings to change, I want to take a quick break and give a huge thank you to the makers of this awesome shirt. It's also the company that is sponsoring this video, and that, of course, is our good friends over at Into the Air. This is a company that has been making ultra comfortable and premium clothing since 2012 for 10 years now, and they're on a mission to help you express your energy, your creativity, your passions with some high quality apparel that looks great, feels great, and is just all around really incredible. And I love that Into the AM basically has it all. If you're looking for some really high quality, really cool designs with vibrant ink, their graphic tees are like my go-to. They've got a really great selection on their website. And also, if you're into something a little bit more basic, their basic tees are fantastic as well. Got a lot of nice colors here, really nice looking shirts, great fit. You cannot go wrong with these basic tees. I also really love that Into the AM has got their all over print collection that has some really nice designs and colors that go all over the apparel. Like this is the Infinite Matter tee. You can't really see her, but it goes all over the shirt here, the design. I love this sort of cosmic look with the blues and the whites and the grays and the dark sort of blue navy. Looks really great. And I'm a big fan, obviously, of everything Into the AM is working on right now. And in addition to making some really great stuff, Into the AM has also got some great deals going on right now as well. Like you can pick up 3 graphic tees for just $60 and 3 basic tees for just $50. And happening right now for a limited time, Into the AM is offering a 20% off site-wide sale. Right now, you gotta take advantage of it, happening from now until July 4th, so don't wait, take advantage of it right now, and check out all the awesome stuff that Into the AM has to offer by clicking the link right down below, or by heading to intotheam.com/Robert10, and use my special coupon code Robert10 at checkout to get 10% off your order. Again, limited time sale happening right now until July 4th. Don't wait, check it out now, intotheam.com/Robert10, link down below, and use my code Robert10 at checkout to get 10% off your order. And then another really important feature that I'm surprised isn't turned on, but one I really like, is a a walk-away lock confirmation. So when I walk away from the car, I want to hear the horn honk and let me know that it, confirms that the car has in fact locked. Maybe this is just sort of me being used to older cars, but Teslas don't do this by default, though you can turn it on. You want to go down to is it the lock tab? Yes, it is. In locks, we're going to scroll down here. There's child lock, stuff like that. And then walk away lock here. And if you turn that on, you can have it automatically lock the doors and trunks while you leave. And then there is the confirmation down here. That's what's not on right there. The lock confirmation sound. So when you do leave, it'll go ahead and give you a honk to let you know that the car has in fact locked. And I think it flashes lights as well. Some people find this annoying. I kind of like it. And I just thought I'd turn that on and let you know. You can also have other things in here. You can unlock on park. You can close the windows when you walk away. Driver door unlocked is only going to unlock the driver door and stuff like that. So there's a lot of useful things here in locks, including the ability to add more people to your Tesla. You can do that from this menu as well. So in terms of monthly costs, there really isn't much besides the obvious stuff. You've got your car payment, you've got insurance, but there are a couple of Tesla add-ons that I see questions about, and many are asking, is it worth it or not? With one in particular, and that is premium connectivity, which is basically Tesla's wording for their unlimited data plan for your car. And that data is used throughout your Tesla in many different ways. It's used for satellite maps, streaming music, Tesla Theater, the browser, remote Sentry mode, camera viewing. All that stuff is obviously using data, and it is no longer included for free. You now have got to pony up $10 a month if you want to have access to this unlimited data plan. It wasn't always the case, but now Tesla's only going to give you a 30-day free trial regardless of the car you've got. And then after that, you're going to either have to pay and subscribe or cancel and be without data in your car. But it's not as bad as you may think. Mostly. Now, personally, I don't think the price is crazy unreasonable or super high. It's $10 a month, and for that price, you're getting access to full unlimited data for your car with decent LTE speeds, no data caps. You can basically do what you want, watch as much YouTube, Twitch, Hulu as you want, and Tesla will never complain, at least for now. Now, a couple little pro tips here. One is that you can either subscribe for $10 a month through the Tesla app or on the website, or if you think you're going to use this every single month and you don't really intend to cancel, which you can do if you do it month to month, but if you don't want to cancel, you can actually go in and subscribe to an annual plan, which is $99 a year, which will basically save you $20 a month. I think this makes sense because for most people, they're going to basically use it for the life they have of the car and don't really seem to do it on a month-to-month basis. So if you are looking to save $20, that's a way to do it. If not, you can subscribe on a monthly basis and cancel anytime you want. And also, if you want to sort of get around this and not have to pay, you can use your phone's built-in hotspot functionality to basically do the same thing, but not everything is going to work. So if these features are important to you, you're going to have to pay. Basically, it's easier to show you what you can do without premium connectivity than what you can't do, because basically Tesla is limiting a lot of this stuff to paying for premium connectivity inside of your car. Not a deal breaker for all people, but for most, I think that you're probably just going to want to pay and not jump through the whole Wi-Fi hotspot hoopla. First things first, oh, look at that, I got a software update. Hopefully that fixes one of the issues I have with the Dashcam, which is currently broken. And I guess that's one thing to take note of right off the bat is Dashcam and Sentry mode. You want to make sure those are on by going into, I'm going to guess it's safety here. You want to make sure that you've got Sentry mode enabled and that turned on. And basically that is like your car's alarm system that also captures video. Though I should notice right now, there is an issue where Sentry mode is broken. Elon says a fix is coming, but I am experiencing that issue where the Sentry mode and Dashcam features are unreliable and very annoying. Back to safety, you want to turn on, if you have premium connectivity, the View Live Camera from Mobile app. Essentially what this is going to allow you to do is while you're away from your car, you can log into the Tesla app, you can jump into the security settings and then view the cameras of the different vantage points of your car. So the front, back, left, right. It is really cool to see. I'll say say that it's not always perfect. Even with like really good LTE data, the car is still a little hit or miss on whether or not the cameras are going to work, but it is cool that you can see that sort of remotely, and you've got to make sure you turn that on because it is not on by default. Something else I'd recommend turning on here for new owners is right here, this little on honk button here. Essentially what this is going to do is make sure first off the dash cam is on, it's on auto here, and also so it's continuously recording. And then on honk means that if I honk the horn, there we go. The dash cam is going to save a clip. Obviously, the drive is not connected right now, so it didn't save. But if I honk the horn in any instance, whether I'm about to, maybe get in an accident or I'm trying to, tell somebody to do something or whatever the case may be, when you honk the horn, you want to make sure that clip is saved. When you hit that on honk button, it's going to save that part of the footage from the cameras into a separate folder on this drive that isn't overwritten. So if you did have to go back and retrieve that footage, you can. It is not going to be erased automatically. Unlike the other stuff here that if you didn't know, if you just sort of have the dash cam and Sentry mode stuff on and rolling, it's going to be overridden. At least the dash cam will be over a certain amount of time depending on the space you have on your drives. Usually about every couple of days or a couple of weeks, it's going to sort of just write over that data, so you sort of have this stream of video on there that's constantly being recorded. But if you did want to save it, if you sort of tap the button down here to manually save something, or if you have that on honk button turned on, that is going to save that footage from all the cameras into a special part of the drive. Now, if you're just taking delivery of your Tesla, you might be looking to put some money back in your pocket, and one of the nice perks of owning an EV is that there are a lot of incentives to be had. You just have to know where to look and what to apply for and when to apply. Many different states, counties, and utility companies all offer their own incentives for either buying or leasing a new or used EV. So you've just got to do your homework on your state and your county and your electric company and all those things to see what is currently being offered. For example, here in the state of California, you can literally get a check in the mail for thousands of dollars just by buying or leasing an all-new EV, though I don't know if Tesla's included on this anymore because they just sort of capped that program with Teslas. Was the case a few months ago, though. But if you get any other EVs, it's called the California Clean Air Vehicle Rebate, something like that. Basically, they'll give you literally a check for $1,000 or a couple $1,000, depending on your income and stuff like that, for just having a new EV. Also, check your local counties. There might be some incentives there. Electric companies, the incentives vary there as well. I know with my particular electric company, they'll give you a discounted rate for EV charging at night, so you can sort of save some money while you charge your car. Other electric companies will give you a rebate for installing a home charger. So if you want to add a level 2 charger at home, a lot of electric companies will give you a rebate if you go through their sort of approved list. So that's something to consider. And then also some electric companies like San Diego Gas and Electric, which I had a couple of years ago, literally gave me like an $800 bill statement credit just for having an EV. There's a lot of money to be had just by doing about 10 to 15 minutes of Googling, and you might be putting some money right back into your pocket. Let's take a quick second to talk about the dock down here because it can be a little confusing. So there is sort of like a dock here of like your favorite apps, sort of like on your Mac or your PC. And then there are your recently used apps. A little strange how they do this, but that's what those are down here. If you want to add apps down here, you can tap the little 3 dots here in this square, and then you can basically just drag and drop apps you want down there. So let's say, for example, oh, I'm a really big arcade fan. I really want to have access to arcade. I can just drag and drop it down there, and then I can be good to go. If you want to delete anything, just hit the little X, and then, well, I didn't really do it right there, but you get what I'm saying. Hit the X, and then it's done. One of the things that's easy, and one of the things you'd like to do is put the little camera icon down here for Sentry mode. That way, when you're driving and you want to record a clip, you can just tap it, and the clip will record while you're driving, and then when you're parked, that's going to enter into the viewer mode, so a little pro tip there. And then also what Tesla recently added, which a lot of people are happy about, is different favorites for some of the other controls in the car. So if I tap and hold here to get access to everything here, you can see that now you've got options here like turning on the front defrost, the rear defrost, heated steering wheel wipers, then the heated seats, which I've got the little one already here for my side, and then it'll show up here if there's a passenger. There's little quick controls that weren't here before that make accessing common tasks like the wipers way easier, and you can add that right into your dock down below. And then one more little pro tip here that I appreciate, it's going to get a little loud for a second. If you want to turn the AC system on or off really easily, just tap and hold the button here to turn it on. So for example, turning it on, I'm going to tap it, and it's going to turn on. Sorry, I have it set for Mac, so apologies for the wind stream we're going to hear. Sorry about that. And then to turn it off, instead of going here and then tapping the power button, just tap and hold, and that'll turn it off. Little pro tip there, use it every day. That's something you have gotta know. So in terms of best accessories for your Tesla, I actually just did an entire video that's like 15 minutes on all the best accessories I use in my car. I'll leave that linked up here and down below, but just a really quick little highlight here. I've got really nice mats from 3D Mats, aluminum pedals for my pedals there, though I'm missing the one on the driver's side because it fell off, but that's another story. 3D Mats all throughout, 3D Mats back here, which I like. I've got my Spigen screen protector in here. Anti-glare matte screen protector does a really good job. I've got my mag back charger there. I've got a trash can back here, which is kind of nice. Hey, that worked out. And then in the front here, in the front, I've got just more 3D mats. And then I also actually just did a video on this, and I like it. It's this FANTTIK Apex X8 Air tire inflator, and I did a sponsored video on this, so they sponsored a previous video. They're not sponsoring this video, but I will say this is really nice, and it does a good job sort of inflating your tires really quickly and easily, and sort of nice like built-in like insurance to have. And if your tire gets low, you don't have to go to the gas station and figure out how to get air. I'll leave a link to that down below. I just filled up all the tires on my car, and it did a really good job. It's a really nice product. Obviously, again, full disclosure, they sponsored a previous video, but they're not sponsoring this video, but I do keep that in my car. And then a couple of other things to note around the car. I don't know if you guys can hear some racing going on over there. For the frunk, closing this, it's a little tricky, but what you want to do is you want to put your hands around the Tesla logo. So usually if you press here, it doesn't do a great job of closing it. You want to get your fingers or your hand as close to the Tesla logo as you can. And usually just with one hand, it's going to click in and that'll close it. So keep your weight into the center of the hood there, right by the Tesla logo. That's going to help you to easily or more easily close that. Some other useful info if you want to know about tire pressure. That's going to be listed right here. So it'll tell you about 42 PSI for these wheels. There should be a sticker here on the door that'll let you know what your tire should be. And then obviously you can check the PSI from within the screen, but that's, if you want to know what the PSI should be, that'll be that. Nothing much here in the back to talk about. Obviously, you guys know how to open the doors. You want to click that button to open the doors. There's also an emergency latch that everybody presses by accident. Don't have a whole lot going on in the back, but I will say one more thing here. In here is with the back trunk. So I've talked about this before, fair warning. A couple of things. One is if you want to program this to a specific height, like maybe you've got a lower garage, you can basically just press and hold this button as the car trunk is opening, and that'll set it to a specific height. So I'm not gonna do it here because I don't wanna save that in memory, but you can do that. I think you can do it as it goes up or goes down. I might be wrong on that, correct me down below, but you can program that to a specific height. And then the other thing I should mention is that this contraption here for the door doesn't have a really good sensor, and I've heard multiple people getting their heads hit just by having the trunk come down on them accidentally. So just make sure you don't have a head here or any arm or extremity or anything, because there doesn't seem to be a really good sensor in there, if a sensor at all. So just know that once you hit that button, it's going down, and it doesn't really have a good bearing of the different obstacles around it. So keep that in mind on the trunk. Then everything else here is pretty standard, not a whole lot to know. I'm guessing, again, you guys have seen all of the basic videos on the car, but those are a couple of my favorite little tips, tricks, settings, things I recommend for new owners. Definitely some things you should turn on there to give you the best overall Tesla experience. And then once you've got your settings tweaked how you like them, and you've got all your accessories and everything, then you just get to enjoy the car. So hopefully I provided some value here. Hopefully you can get your car all ready to go, and you can really sort of make it your own, get everything tweaked, and then just drive and enjoy your Tesla. All right, guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this? And also, as a lot of my viewers are experienced Tesla owners, what advice would you give to newcomers, whether they've just taken delivery or they're on the fence of ordering? What advice would you give to a new Tesla owner? What sort of tips and tricks should they check out? What hidden features should they know about? And what settings should they change to get the best Tesla experience possible? Let's all get together. Let's help out new owners in the comments down below. As always, I appreciate you guys watching these videos. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.